All right, guys, welcome back to another video. We have a bunch of news here that has come out today about the UK and the CMA and them kind of wanting to not get in the way of these big mergers anymore, or at least support innovation in industries, right? We know with the CMA, they went ahead and blocked the Xbox Activision Blizzard acquisition because they wanted to protect that nascent market of cloud gaming. But there's a lot of arguments out there that this is actually going to hurt the overall market, especially when you've seen these smaller players like Boosteroid come out and be upset with this decision, not agree with this decision. And we have no idea now going forward, if this deal completely gets blocked, if Activision would ever actually put their games on these cloud streaming services. The CMA was arguing that they probably would, but why would Activision really want to go ahead and do those types of things with right now their current way that they sell their games is extremely successful? There's no real incentive for Activision to go out of their way to provide their games to these bring your own game streaming services like Boosteroid, and can just continue with their same model. At least with Microsoft and Xbox, with this deal, what they were doing was they were opening up more access to everybody, because like they've said, this deal isn't about Call of Duty for them. It is for the mobile side of gaming. But we have this here from the UK Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, who put out a statement which is giving people a little bit of hope, you could say, that they are going to be holding back the CMA a little bit more now from making some decisions, and meaning that they're probably not fully on board with the decision of the CMA have made with this deal, or just decisions that they have made recently. So here's from GamerRanks, and it says, UK PM Rishi Sunak will strategically steer the CMA to not get in the way. Microsoft and Activision just received a powerful new ally in their quest to finalize their merger acquisition deal. It's no less that the Prime Minister of the UK, Rishi Sunak, who has been Prime Minister since October 2022, is under heavy pressure to live up to his campaign promises of running pro-business government at the end of April, when CMA revealed that they had prevented the Microsoft Activision deal from pushing through. Microsoft's president, Brad Smith, in an interview with the BBC, made a scathing statement about the UK government, claiming that the decision was bad for Britain, a message that will discourage innovation and investment in the United Kingdom, and the darkest days in 4 decades in Britain. I mean, it does make sense. If you're a big company out here, or if you're just any company out here trying to grow and create acquisitions and create mergers, you're looking at this and you're probably thinking to yourself that there's going to be pushback. Is this something you really want to deal with? Do you really want to operate in the UK if you're going to have all this government regulation over everything that you do? And having to deal with that, obviously, for private businesses, for corporations, is not something that they want. Not that these corporations are right, not that these corporations deserve to get the benefit of the doubt, because corporations do a lot of terrible things. But if you are a corporation, if you are a big business, you're looking at this as something that you don't really want to be a part of, in my opinion, at least, when you see these decisions being made. Continues on here and says, now PM Sunak shared a new message on his LinkedIn page as reported by Idlesoft. Sunak claims he wants to make it as easy as possible for British business to thrive. The Sunak's message directly and indirectly referring to the CMA in talking about his office's planned reforms to government regulation. Sunak also links to the official UK government website announcing their new deregulation measures. To quote from the release, he says, stimulating innovation, investment, and growth by announcing 2 strategic policy statements to steer regulators. Then he also goes on here and says, ensuring regulation is by default the last rather than first response of government by reforming the better regulation framework. The new, smarter framework will ensure future regulation of our changing economy is streamlined, minimizes business burdens, and puts forward-looking regulation at the heart of government decisions. So there you have it. I mean, this obviously has to be some sort of direct response to the CMA getting involved in the largest acquisition in video game history. And then you have the UK government out here saying, hey, we don't want to get involved. We want to have less regulation over more regulation. And if you're Microsoft, you're looking at this and you're thinking, hey, maybe with this appeal, the government seemingly is sounding like they are on our side. Maybe that appeal is going to work and get this deal approved in the UK. We also know that they have to go through the process of appeal via the CAT, the CAT. And when it comes to the CAT, we have this information from IDAS, who again is the person on Reset Era who goes through the MLEX database, gathers information, all that type of stuff, and then reports on the information. It's not actually coming firsthand from the people directly involved in this deal. And MLEX is a legal database with analysis, all that type of stuff. For those out there who don't know that, you can just Google MLEX and you'll get to the website. But it's a paid subscription to be able to get in and see all of that info. And they probably don't just hand out accounts for that to get into that website. But this is what Idlesoft says. It says IDAS thinks the chance of CAT ruling in their favor is about around 25 to 30%. So more of a likelihood this deal isn't going to win the appeal, but at 25 to 30%. Says if CAT sends the case back to the CMA, unless the cloud gaming market has changed drastically in those 9 to 12 months, or the CMA made a huge mistake in its calculations, behavioral remedies won't be accepted. And specifically, IDA says, I guess that this was already discussed, but I thought that it was interesting that the appeal will go for irrationality. The talk about the acquisition starts at 210, and there was a talk about this on CNBC. As you can see, Bobby Kotick here talking about the deal and the Berkshire's stake in Activision with the stocks and all that type of stuff. And it says, I think that if CAT sends the case back to the CMA, unless the cloud gaming market has changed drastically over 9 to 12 months, the CMA made a huge mistake in its calculations. Behavioral remedies won't be accepted, but the door for divestment will be open again. My guess is that the extraterritorial effects could have some real weight as an argument if every regulator approves the deal and the FTC loses in court. And then someone here is asking about percentages and how much IDAS thinks that this deal will go through. He says, no, I don't think that there's a 0% chance of the deal going through, but there is a low to very low chance of this going forward because lots of things have to happen and they need 12 to 18 extra months. The European Commission and the SAMR have to approve it, and then everyone else has to approve it, and ABK and Microsoft need to renegotiate the merger agreement. Now, the SAMR, I believe, is the Chinese regulatory body, which from what we're hearing are seemingly going to approve this deal, but it's the European Commission decision that is coming up. They're saying Monday. They're saying on the 15th that they're going to be making their decision, but they have until the 22nd. So keep that in mind, as that article from Reuters was saying that they believe they are going to pass it, but not Reuters maybe specifically, but leading up to the CMA's decision, a lot of analysts, a lot of articles were coming out saying that they believed the deal was going to get passed. And obviously that wasn't the case. So obviously take that with caution. But IDAS here pretty much going over the fact that he believes that there will be a 25 to 30% chance that they will approve this deal if CAT has to rule in their favor. So who knows? I mean, again, this is all just up in the air. This is what the CMA, the government, obviously the Prime Minister of the UK, wants less regulation, but we don't know exactly if that's going to mean anything for this deal going through, or if that's going to just apply to other mergers going forward. If you're the Prime Minister, you're probably looking at the fact that this deal maybe have prompted other businesses to reconsider doing deals in the UK, maybe reconsider their position in the UK market. That's obviously not something that you want for your country. Now, when it comes to some more stuff here, the UK regulator, CMA, actually imposed further restrictions on Microsoft and Activision Blizzard after they already gave their ruling. So it says a new interim order published by the CMA restricts Microsoft and Activision Blizzard from acquiring an interest in each other. The CMA says these restrictions are in place to prevent preemptive action from either company. And the CMA says Microsoft and Activision Blizzard will need prior written consent from the regulator before either company can acquire an interest in the other company or its subsidiaries, which includes investing in development studios, acquire an interest in other businesses that hold interest in the other company, and hold an option to acquire an interest in either of the two previous examples. So just another thing, more regulation on top of blocking the deal that CMA is imposing on Activision Blizzard and Microsoft. So this was interesting. I think we'll see how this plays out. I believe this is probably a good thing for Microsoft and for Xbox, where you're having the PM on your side more so than on the other side, or at least from what he is saying here in his LinkedIn post. And we don't know what's going to happen if, let's say, the UK blocks it, FTC approves it, and the EU approves it. Is Microsoft just going to pull out of the UK, or Xbox going to pull out of the UK, or at least specifically cloud gaming? Are they going to pull that out of the UK, where you can still play Game Pass, you can still download your games, you can still buy an Xbox and subscribe, but if you're someone who lives in the UK, you may not get access to cloud gaming anymore? Those are some scenarios that have been brought up that potentially Xbox could do, and I think that will be something to look out for once this thing is all said and done. if it goes the way that people are expecting with the European Commission. But the FTC still is up in the air, right? They may go to court August 2nd. People believe Xbox has a great case, but again, nobody knows, because we've been told multiple times. We've seen so many different things, and with the final result is seemingly always different than what the articles are putting out there. But I will leave the video there, guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.